Okay, so we asked you a little earlier about what your process is. Every comedian has a limit. Where do you draw the line? Or do you draw the line?
Wow. That is a really good question. Well, I think, like earlier, I alluded to boundaries. I have boundaries like anybody else, no matter, how famous I was or anything. There's certain things I'm just not going to talk about in public. And that's with respect to the people involved and also to protect my own feelings. I would say that as far as things I would avoid, that extends to the greater world. My intention is never to hurt anyone. I also hate censorship. So I think that's where the art of comedy and the real work comes in. If you can poke at a subject that is a big subject in a way that doesn't directly hurt anyone, but is funny, like it makes people kind of laugh, then that's fine. But I also think you can go too far to get a laugh. I heard a great comedian, I don't remember who it was, they said something that stuck with me. It was, a lot of comedians set out to get laughs. You should really be looking at it from the perspective of giving laughs. I have a lot of energy. I always have, I always will, hopefully. That energy can be used for good or bad. So intentionality is huge, and I think there's just a certain credibility that you have when you do the work. So for example, when I was younger, I'm the oldest of five. I kind of feel like in a lot of situations in my upbringing, I was put in an area, spotlights were put on me, and it was like, dance for us. And in a very echo chamber type environment, right? That's not good. Like, that's kind of like poison. Instead of just attention, I'm trying to kind of go for more credibility. So rather than a bunch of lights being put on me and told like dance, darkness, I have to use what I have to build a fire. And then somebody sees that fire in the distance and they go, I want to get near that. And then maybe they want to contribute to the fire. Maybe they want to throw some things on the fire. Now we're having a real exchange, because every audience performer interaction is an exchange, right? You're giving energy and you're getting energy back. If something doesn't work, go in another direction. Like some comedians, I feel like they get out there and they kind of want to just provoke the audience and get into like that's not me. That's not me at all. That's not what I'm going for. I decided very early that's not how I want to do things, which is why I've always called myself more of a writer. Because if I write, then I can kind of control that a little bit more. I feel like it puts more in I have agency over the content a little bit more. That doesn't mean, like I've heard other comedians who are like, yeah, I'll say something and I'll say it to a small group of people to work it out. Maybe it doesn't go over, maybe it does upset people, maybe it's just not working. That's called working it out, and comedy is a spoken word art. So again, to call back what I was saying earlier about Louis C.K. and writing, I've experienced trying to write out ideas that I thought were funny, and they don't come out the way I want them to, because it's not as fluid. Now it's written and it's writerly. It's like a totally different vibe. I'm getting a little off track here, but I guess intentionality is huge for me, and credibility is huge. Are you doing the work, or are you just provoking? Because if you are, what are you even getting from that besides just attention, which is like junk food? You can go to the Wawa and get junk food if you want, or you can cook. You can take the ingredients you have and you can make something that you've really put some heart into. And I think personally there's a lot of value in that.